The blood moon, the total lunar eclipse that will occur on March the 3rd in the zodiac sign of Virgo. Now, the blood moon is, of course, an astronomical phenomenon where Earth passes directly between the sun and the moon and create this blood red, like a blood orange color, emphasizing on the moon. So the blood moon is all about time for endings, deep transformation, and rebirth. It's a karmic shift. This moon is generally called the worm moon, and that is because here in the northern hemisphere where I live, we are entering into springtime, and the worms, of course, are starting to mold the earth and prepare the earth so that the soil will be fertile and be ready for the seeds that will be planted very, very soon. So it's very interesting that we have this full moon in springtime in a zodiac sign that are associated with fall. And if you think about the name Virgo, a Virgo, a virgin is of course someone that is you can associate with the fool, someone that is unexperienced with life, and yeah, a novice going into a new future. So with harvest time, be aware of perfectionism, and be aware of that maybe you want a rebirth and an outcome that isn't aligned with the universe. So maybe you should release some of the quantities of Virgo and be open, like the novice, like the fool, to embrace this transformation and embrace this rebirth. So with that said, let's look at the cards message from Spirit about this event. So I didn't talk about this in the intro, but normally a full moon is all about the harvest and celebration, and of course honor what is bearing fruits, and asking yourself, what did you achieve, what are you grateful for, how can I take with me this feeling into the next phase. So with this rebirth, transformation, karmic shift, of course this is not just a harvesting, this is a total new sheet. It's a new book of your life. So let's look at the cards. As always, I pulled out some oracle cards, the messages on the back. The one in the middle is, as I've said before, for those of you who watches my video, that is written in Spanish, but I will translate it as best as possible. And I just noticed that I had forgotten to shuffle the main deck. I don't know. I've leveled up in a new dimension, and that is it's really challenging because it keeps me forgetting a lot of things. Like the other day, don't confuse this with dementia, or if you feel that you can't continue in your daily life, of course you have to consult a doctor or a physician. But if you are like me, you suddenly jump in timelines. You know, the other day I repeated myself twice, and I didn't remember that I had already said the same thing just 5 minutes ago to my daughter. And yeah, but if you continue throughout the day and you aren't aware of that you are forgetting things, that is something else. That is the beginning of dementia, of Alzheimer's. So be aware of that. That is something else. So let's see. Force. Luna Yang. That is interesting because I read a little bit about this blood moon, and of course it's emphasizing to push through now whatever is not working for you. And you know that yin is the passive state where you just sit and receive, while the yang is the masculine energy, the one that takes action. Now, with that said, we are unfortunately with this powerful full moon in Mercury retrograde. So if you take action with things, it doesn't mean that it will go through. But and of course, with Mercury retrograde, it's important not to quit your job, not to start something new, not sign any type of contracts, because yeah, this is not the right time. So unfortunately, but you can start to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself to take action with this energy when we pass out of this Mercury retrograde, and that is at the right moment, because that is also at the same time as we have a new moon. So I would just give a little moment and read a little bit about this card for myself. Okay, so it's emphasizing, especially it's if you have, it's time now to believe more in yourself. It's your moment to shine, and you have all the resources. This is like the card, the magician. You have all the forces within yourself. You have all the right tools to reach your goals, and go out of the shadow and into the light. So yeah, and that is also very interesting, because what I read about this blood moon is about shadow work. So it's time now to embrace whatever shadow work you have done already. put the shadow now into the light. So yeah, interesting message. Believe in yourself, believe in your skills. You have the right tools, like the magician, to embark, to shine. This is the moment for you to come out into out of the darkness, like like the rebirth, like the transformation, right? Accept what is. I accept and embrace my inner majesty. Interesting with the white rose. The white rose is of course about peace. It's of course about innocence, not necessarily naivety, but yeah, innocence. Reminds me of maybe a combo of the Fool and the Sun. And with the inner majesty, of course, these two cards are very much have the same message. When you bring out, you show the world your authentic self, you reclaim your power, you reborn yourself. You are finished now with the shadow work. You are ready now to show the world who you are, who you were always meant to shine, because you have accepted yourself. Maybe that is something for some of you. If there is something about you have been hiding something, I, how can I say it? A good example of that is, of course, if you I feel that it's not difficult to come forth being, for example, gay these days. But of course, maybe still in some cultures and environments, there are still a challenge, of course. But another thing is, of course, if you have been pretending, for example, like maybe you are a little shy, but you want to you want to become, for example, an actor. but yeah, maybe you have had a little lack of confidence, or maybe you are afraid that you will outshine other people. Maybe you think that other people deserve to be more in the spotlight than yourself. This is the time now to come out of this fake personality and embrace your true light. You are the one that are meant to shine. You are the one who are meant to have this skill. Okay. Being in the flow. Look at this. We go from A to B. Interesting. I am in the flow of the universe. Yeah. You are now letting go, and you are ready now for this ending, and you are ready for this transformation, and you are ready for this karmic shift and rebirth. Okay, let's see. Start reading with the Emperor. Yeah, It's your time to shine, like the emperor. You know that the emperor is not sitting in the dark, right? He is the one who is he is the ruler of his own empire, right? And when you are a king or you are an emperor, you can't hide in the shadow. You have to make a lot of decisions, sometimes even hard decisions in the realm. Previously, of course, the emperor or the king were the one who also were the judge, both the judge and the jury. And yeah, you could plea for pardon from the emperor or the king, and of course speak your cause, and he will then decide based on facts. So yeah, lot of power previously with an emperor and the king. So it's interesting that we have, it looks almost like an eclipse on this card here, and we have the Four of Wands in the background, emphasizing on the stability, and we have the two horses from the Chariot also presented here. So you are the ruler of your own empire. Maybe that is emphasizing on the self, and yeah, of course it's emphasizing on the self, because this is Aries energy, and Aries is the next zodiac sign after we are now in Pisces season, when this blood moon will show up. And Aries is the first of the zodiac signs within the Western astrology. And number one is, of course, emphasizing on the self. So saving yourself, I feel, with this boat here. Save yourself. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I wanted 4 cards, 4 again, with stability. Interesting. And we have the Ace of Wands, beautiful. The new beginning, the passionate new beginning. And the Eight of Pentacles on the back again. Yeah, determination and work. Determination and work. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles, and this card is very interesting because the white buffalo is within the indigenous religion, belief, tradition. Always an albino, and especially a buffalo albino was a special creature yeah, a special holy creature. Let's look at all the other cards. So we have the full picture. Oh my god. Yeah, thanks. We have yeah, the Tower, the Six of Cups, and another Four of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, it's time for the old to fall. The old ways of doing something, the old way of living, maybe something about traditions with emphasizing on rituals here, yeah, old rituals, ancestral rituals. Old traditions has to go, yeah, with the emperor also, because both the emperor and this indigenous are in the past. So the old way, the traditional way of doing things has to go now. Maybe this is also an emphasis on, yeah, for example, that monarchies are have to step back and not have so much power anymore, right? Especially in my home country, there are many things going on, especially with our next queen, and this is something that isn't something that is new. We all yeah, they should have dealt with it when it arrived at first time. And unfortunately, our upcoming queen, she had a lot of contact with the now deceased Jeffrey Epstein. So yeah. So the old way of doing something need to go. The old way of living. Maybe this is also talking about an old way of currency. Old way of currency needs to fade away. You know, the banks, they still have a lot of power, and the stock market is something that is, of course, outgrown. So it's a system that doesn't function anymore. Now, further on, the Six of Cups is emphasizing, of course, maybe on the past. The karmic cycle is ending, as I said. Maybe this is a soulmate journey that is finishing off. As you can see, it looks like a twin. It looks like twins here. And ground yourself with the four elements at this moment of time. And the four elements is, of course, earth, wind, fire, and water. Earth, wind, fire, and water. Ground yourself with the four elements. Maybe you should do a ritual throughout this period of time. But it's something about framing now. framing the 4 elements. Frame the 4 elements now. Now, the fire is, of course, your passion, your drive, your creative skills. What do you want in your next life? It can be, of course, literally anything. Change your job, get some more education, or maybe you want to create something. Maybe you are retired and yeah, maybe you want to do some volunteer work, or maybe you want to knit sweaters, hoodies for children in need. I don't know. Water is, of course, the emotions, releasing emotions, emphasizing on emotions, whatever. The earth is, of course, grounding yourself, stabilizing your economy, where you live, how you work, etc., etc. And the air element is, of course, your thoughts. Balance out your thoughts, maybe emphasize on especially the negative thoughts that you have with yourself that is preventing you from being confident. Maybe you have told yourself that you can't do this. Maybe you have told yourself that it's hopeless. Maybe you have told yourself that there is nothing you can do about it. But you have the strength, you have the resilience, you have come so far. You have come so far now. Why do you want to give up? Interesting, interesting reading. I hate the tower. But nevertheless, take good care of yourself throughout this blood moon event. And yeah, see you again in another reading very soon. Bye for now.